Narrator. This is not just a story of cannons and swords. This is the story of a mother, the story of two brothers, two sons of the same blood, whom destiny turned into enemies. The year was 1861. America was breaking apart. The North, the Union, stood against slavery. The South, the Confederacy, clung to it as tradition, as power, as identity. Words had failed, and now, the thunder of cannons split the skies. The nation was at war, and a single family was torn apart. In a small village in Virginia, there was a simple home. A mother who prayed every evening for her children. A father who worked the fields from sunrise to sunset. And two sons, Joseph and Samuel. They slept in the same bed as children. They raced across the fields. They climbed trees, played with their father's old rifle as a toy. Their mother would laugh and say, "My prayer is that my sons never see a real war." But fate had written something else. Joseph, the elder, believed in books, in freedom, in new ideas. He would say, "All men are born free. Slavery is a chain, and it must be broken." Samuel, the younger, clung to land, to tradition, to pride. He would argue, "This is our land, our law. No one will dictate to us." Two brothers, two hearts of the same mother, but their beliefs build a wall between them. Cross swords, April 1861, the first shot fired at Fort Sumter. The Civil War had begun. Joseph joined the Union Army. He hugged his mother and said, "Mother, I will return. This fight is for freedom." Samuel stayed silent, but days later, he too left home. Wearing his father's old jacket, he enlisted in the Confederate Army. He whispered, "This war is for our honor. I will return." The mother stood at the door. Tears streamed down her face. She cried, "My sons, how can you fight each other? You are one blood." But war does not listen. War makes men deaf. Fire life on the battlefield. Days turned into months. The North and South clashed again and again. Winter nights, soldiers slept on frozen ground, hungry and weak. Summer days, disease and thirst claimed as many lives as bullets. Yet both sides endured. Soldiers wrote letters home. Joseph wrote to his mother, "Pray for me, mother. I hear your voice every night, and I miss Samuel." Samuel confessed to a friend, "I never imagined I'd raise my rifle against my own brother. But now there's no way back." This was not just a war of armies. It was a war that shattered hearts. Drop of blood turning point. July 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg. 3 days of slaughter. Tens of thousands fell. The ground turned red with blood. Gunfire. Smoke. Shouts of dying men. On the third day, Joseph saw a soldier collapse, bleeding. He ran to him, lifted him in his arms. And then time stopped. It was his brother, Samuel. Samuel's breath was fading. He whispered, "Brother, I thought we could walk different paths, but never did I dream we would face each other like this." Tears ran down Joseph's face. He screamed, "Samuel, no, it cannot be." But it was too late. Samuel's hand rested in Joseph's, and then it fell lifeless. Joseph lifted his eyes to the sky and cried, "What has this war given us? We have lost everything." But war is deaf. It hears no cries. By 1865, General Lee surrendered. The war was over. The Union was restored. But at what cost? Hundreds of thousands never returned home. Families destroyed forever. President Abraham Lincoln rejoiced that the war was over. Yet only days later, he too was struck down by an assassin's bullet. The war's final round. Broken heart, the mother's grief. In the little house, the mother waited. She kept both sons' beds ready. Every evening, she placed 2 chairs by the door. One for Joseph, one for Samuel. At night, she stared at the stars, hoping to see them return. But deep down, she knew they would never come home. Her tears fell to the floor. She whispered, "I gave both my sons to God, and He has taken both from me." This was her pain, and it was not just her story. It was the story of thousands of mothers across America. Hawza Ultra. This was the American Civil War, a war that tore a nation apart, and stitched it back together. But remember this, war never truly gives victory. It only gives wounds, scars on land and scars in hearts. This story teaches us that real courage is not in raising weapons. Real courage is in making peace. Real strength is in setting men free. Two brothers fought on opposite sides, but their sacrifice will be remembered forever. Never forget this story, because it is not just their story, it is our story.